Hey, thanks for coming to the Tackle Corner. Today I got two things for you that are pretty cool, especially for this time of year. You're not getting out fishing a lot if you're in my neck of the woods, so I wanted to make it at least a little exciting for some people by doing a giveaway. I'm nearing 600 subscribers. I feel like I just did my video about 500 subscribers, but this month has been really great for the channel. I'm up to, as recording this, 575. So getting really close. I have a few shorts I'll be posting that are part of the contest. All you need to do to enter is comment on one of those shorts that I've just released today, or comment on this video and subscribe. Those two things will get you entered, and that's all you needed to do. 3 people of the comments are going to win, and you will get probably around 10 lures from me that I'm either not using or have doubles of, or I just haven't thrown in a little bit, or they just don't work out for kind of where I fish. Things that I've gotten from different mystery packs and things like that over the past year. So a lot of this stuff I've not even tied on to a line. So that's cool for you guys, and I'm happy to do these giveaways kind of every 100 subs is kind of what my thought process has been. When I reach 1,000, I think I'll do something special for that. Maybe I'll do a rod and reel giveaway. Don't really know how to do that logistically as far as shipping goes, so maybe just a reel giveaway there again, like I did for 500. And then after that, I think really I'm going to focus less on giveaways for every 100 subs, and I'll probably do it for like some bigger milestones. So maybe like 1,500, 2,000, stuff like that. So I'll still do small giveaways of just like a lure and things of that nature that I've done in the past. But for some of these bigger milestones, just getting out to 1,000, I think it's fine to do some of these bigger giveaways just to help increase engagement. And I know that a lot of people like trying out new stuff. Even just the chance to enter is fun for a lot of people. I'm totally a sucker for that. I enter like every giveaway I see Tackle Warehouse does. I've never won one, but it doesn't hurt to just leave a comment and try. It's no skin off your bones. So thanks for doing that. And then without further ado, I'll go on to the main topic of this video, which is talking about some of the companies that I'm a pro staff for. I have a couple companies that I'm returning with, and then one new one for this year. And those are all linked in my bio. You can check those out. Most of those, if you're familiar with the channel at all, you'll know what those companies are. Ardent Reels, Venom Lures, Witch Doctor Tackle are the companies I'm returning with that I talk about frequently because it's my rod reels and a lot of the lures that I use, especially spinnerbaits. Now, the new company I've just started pro staffing for is P-Line, and they are a line company, but they also make a lot of different stuff in the fishing world with lures and with like tackle and rigging and all that kind of stuff. And they have a lure line called First Gen Fishing. That's really cool. I have some lures from them that I'm dying to try just because it's kind of a combo of some of my favorite things in fishing. So this right here is called the there we go, the Flash X. It is a swim jig, and it's to me kind of like a swim jig meets a spinnerbait, and it's also reminiscent of an underspin, but it's a top spin. And I think all that kind of thing, those things to me in this part of Ohio and the country, those just are things that fish up here like. I've always done really well on swim jigs and small finesse swim jigs and spinnerbaits and bladed jigs. Those are things that have gotten me a lot of bites in the last 2 years. And so I think this just kind of combines a lot of those things. And I have a couple different colors I'm going to use, but I'll probably use green most of the time. And if you watch any of my videos, you know that there's 3 colors that I use probably 95% of the time. Outside of early spring, where I'm throwing crankbaits, which are probably either gold or red. The rest of the year, there's 3 colors I'm using. I'm using green, I'm using some kind of gray or natural color that like a fish would be, like a white silverish sort of color, almost translucent sometimes. And then I'm going to use purple. I like purple. It's kind of like an in-between of black and blue. I listened to a podcast recently talking about how bass perceive color was really interesting. And there's certain colors they perceive well, but certain colors just appear the same to them. So a color like yellow and a color like white, to a bass, it's going to look the same, but it's not going to be like the same shade. But it will appear the same color. Just like if I showed you 2 different hues of blue. They would both look like blue to you, but you could tell one was darker, one was lighter. And the other colors they see really well are green, black, and red. And so it's kind of an interesting thing. And that's why I've kind of always stuck to more natural colors, mostly because it's what's worked well for me. And I think that was kind of justifying throwing green so much. I did it a lot with my swim jigs, spinnerbaits, and bladed jigs. So to me, that just is kind of confirming what I knew from experience. So those are the companies that I'm pro staffing for this year. I use a lot of their stuff, but I don't exclusively use their things because for hard baits and top waters and all that kind of stuff, I don't really have a company that makes any of that sort of stuff. So for those, I try kind of a little bit of everything. I'm a really big fan of Cotton Cordell, Arc, makes a nice lipless crankbait. I use a lot of different lipless crankbaits. So to me, it's more about the color a lot of times than the brand of lipless crankbait. Because a lot of fish I've caught on Cotton Cordell, and that's a $4 lipless crankbait. I know people are out there throwing $16, $20 lipless crankbaits. I think a lot of it just has to do what they're in the mood for, and that bait's moving so fast, they're not going to see that fancy painting on the side. That's to get the guy in the store to buy it versus the fish to hit it. Because with a moving bait especially, it doesn't matter if it has a pretty looking eye. It's more about all the other factors that are involved there. So that's some of the things that are new and some of the things that are staying the same. One thing I want to talk about with P-Line, and it's something that's kind of a cool thing for me now. I've never really had a line company that I've exclusively worked with. This is just one of their fluorocarbons right here. The cool thing to me is this is something that I've been told, and it's an interesting way to change how you fish, to be more consistent and to improve how many fish you catch. And that's using the same brand of line for each type of line. So I'm not saying you need to go out and get rid of all your line and only use one company. You can do that, but not every company of line makes all like 3 major types. You might have a brand that only makes braid. You might have a brand you like that only makes fluorocarbon. What I'm saying is if you have 5 reels of fluorocarbon, that fluorocarbon should all be the same brand. And the reason for that is every brand of fluorocarbon is going to be a little different. And if you're expecting one thing and you're using another brand a different day, it can be disastrous for hook sets or snags or tying the knot even. And so you want that consistency. So for me, I'll be using the same brand of fluorocarbon, the same brand of braid, and then the same brand of copoly and mono. For me, it's going to be P-Line, maybe not braid just because I don't use braid a whole lot, and I'm probably just going to keep the braid I already had on one of my reels because I hardly ever use it. And braid can last a little longer than some of the other lines. You really should be changing out fluorocarbon pretty often. Sorry, my cat was attacking the door. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for stopping by the Tackle Corner, of course. And if you haven't subscribed and commented, do that below to enter the giveaway. Thanks for stopping by.